Hey everybody, this is Dare coming back to you with yet another unboxing video, and today we'll be looking at the DC Multiverse McFarlane Toys Collector's Edition Poison Ivy action figure. As I'm sure you all know, McFarlane has been doing these shadow drops recently with his new upcoming wave of action figures, and they've just been popping up at different stores. So I wasn't expecting to find Poison Ivy when I went to Walmart, let alone the Platinum Edition, but I did, and I decided to pick her up because who knows if I was ever going to find her again. I initially wasn't going to get the Platinum Edition because I was going to hold out for the standard Poison Ivy because I do like her with her natural skin tone. I wasn't really a big fan of the green skin look that she's been rocking lately. Thought I would still pick the figure up anyway in case I get the standard edition so I can do a comparison between the two. Anyways, let's get Ivy out of the box and have a look at her, so let's do it. Okay, we got Ivy out of the box, and immediately I can tell that her design really isn't as bad as I thought it was going to be. It does look nice. It's on that same buck from the Batman Robin Poison Ivy figure, but we all know Todd, he likes to reuse his bucks instead of doing new sculpts, so it's whatever. But it does work with Ivy overall. Just looking at her, it looks like Todd is using the same design as the DC Direct Poison Ivy statue he put out a while ago, which I don't mind because it was a nice statue, so it definitely looks like the Poison Ivy that we all know and love. Poison Ivy comes with her bio card with her picture on the front. She also comes with these vine accessories that you can put on her arms or her legs or whatever you want to do with them. She also comes with these pair of gripping hands for holding weapons and whatnot. Okay, just holding Poison Ivy in hand now, and yeah, she's not a bad figure. Yeah, not too many complaints. I do like the details on her leaf swimsuit type thing, her onesie. And I do like the details on her legs as well with the vines, the plant detail that's sculpted on. That's really cool. I can definitely appreciate that. And the detail of the leaves is pretty nice. I do wish they're a little bit darker though, but I could always do that later with a little repaint. And you can totally tell that the arms are meant to be gloves because you can see the creases from the previous figure. They just painted it to match her skin tone, but that's just a little gripe. Okay, and the big one for me was definitely the face because the promo art definitely had the face looking pretty rough, but holding her in person, it's not really too bad. I mean, by McFarlane standards, I mean, it could always be better, but it's not as bad as it was when I first saw it, so it's really good. I do like the makeup, I do like the lipstick, I like the hair sculpt especially, I like the mix of reds and orange and little hints of yellows they got in the paint. That's really good. I can really appreciate that color work they did. Okay, just looking at the face again, it's really not bad. I do actually like what they did with the face now. Just looking at it in more detail, it's really nice. Okay, as you can see, they have like the leaf that's on her hand from the original Poison Ivy figure. That's like from Batman and Robin, where she blows the pheromone dust in people's faces and she can mind control them. So they kept that little detail on there. So yeah, just taking a closer look at the outfit, and it's nice. It's good. I do prefer the one from the original Poison Ivy though, because it had a little bit more detail on it. Looking at the details on the arms, like the leaf, that looks good too. It's supposed to be a long glove, but they changed it to make it like her skin, but it's not really too noticeable unless you're really looking, so that's not too bad. Okay, do like the leaves, and do like the little vines they just have all over her body, because she's like a plant being, so it does work really well. Now just doing some articulation real quick. We're just going to be looking at the head. Turns pretty good. Hair doesn't get in the way too much, but you can't look all the way up, of course, because the hair is so big. So it's not bad. It's not too much hindrance there. Okay, looking at the arms, they move pretty good. Yeah, they're pretty loose. Yeah, nothing holding them back. You got the same double jointed elbows as usual. Wrist joints move pretty well, as you can see. Now going over some ab articulation. The ab crunch is pretty good. It's pretty loose as well, it doesn't get stuck. You can move it so far, not bad. Okay, now getting to the legs. Yeah, so we got the double jointed knees, so it's always nice to see. They bend really well, they don't get stuck. The ankle articulation as well, have the toe hinge. Yeah, I'm not really a fan of the heels because they're always really hard to stand, but at least we got the puck stand to help with that. Okay, double jointed knees on the other leg work well too. Ivy can do the splits. Definitely good when she's having fun time with Harley. Right, measuring Ivy, she stands right at 7 inches, so not too bad. Okay, got her standing next to the new Wonder Woman figure that just came out recently, and I do like the height comparison here because I think Diana is supposed to be a little bit taller than Ivy, so I think that does work for me. All right, now got her standing next to Hush Batman, so that definitely works really well with the height comparison, and her look does look pretty similar to her Hush design as well, so those two really look good together, honestly. All right, now we got Ivy standing next to the Batman and Robin Uma Thurman Poison Ivy, and as you can see, same buck, just repaint, and Batman and Robin Ivy definitely has a lot more detail, especially on the bodysuit that she wears. I wish they would have had that same detail on the new Ivy, but again, like I said before, that can always be changed with a little bit of a repaint that I might do a little later. So, all right, now we have Ivy with her fellow Gotham City Sirens. We have Harley Quinn in her classic look, and we also have Catwoman from Arkham City. Oh, in case you're wondering, the Harley Quinn head is definitely custom. It's one I pieced together, been made a while ago, so that's why it looks different, in case you're wondering. I did hear a rumor a while ago we're supposed to be getting a new Harley Quinn and Catwoman figure eventually, so I'm hoping that rumor is true and we'll be getting them pretty soon, hopefully. And here we have Ivy next to another fellow follower of the green. We have Swamp Thing, and as you see, he just towers over her, as he should, because he's huge. He can be as tall as he wants to be, so it makes total sense. All right, now we have Ivy with her fellow rogues. We have the Scarecrow, the Riddler, the Penguin, Harley Quinn again, the Joker, Catwoman again, Mr. Freeze, and Two-Face. And these look great together. I mean, if you have the rogues, if you're a fan of the Batman's Rogues Gallery, she'll fit right in with them with no problems. Okay, so final thoughts on Poison Ivy. I think she's a must-have, especially if you're a Batman fan, and you can kind of choose which one you want. I mean, if you want to get the standard edition, which is coming out soon, you can get her, or you can get lucky and get the platinum edition if you're able to. But I think either one really be a good addition to your collection either way. Just depends on your preference and what kind of display that you want to have in your collection. So yeah, if I finally do get the standard Ivy, I will do a comparison and I'll show you all the difference. Okay, so if you made it this far into the video, thank you so much for watching. Feel free to like, share, and subscribe, and I will see you all in the next one. Take it easy. Bye.